So, folks, I was able to kind of see Jumanji Return to the Jungle or Welcome to the Jungle. And here we go with all the stuff I have to say about it. My question and how the frick you can make a sequel. Let's get started. First things first is a question. How exactly did the game get from France to America? Because you got to remember what happened in the original video, the original movie. In the original movie, Alan threw it in the water. Technically, I kind of remember it was Costa Rica, but thanks to it was freaking damn Jurassic Park, I was remembering not what happened to Jumanji. In Jumanji, it made it to France. It actually washed up the shore on a beach in France. And somehow on the same exact year, it somehow made it back to America. Now, I don't understand. And this is just something that really just irks me a little bit. This is one thing that kind of irritates me. Just this one part. But anyways, they don't even have to show the time that those two kids that were walking on the beach, they don't have to show the time of it. They just got to show how did it return back to America. And again, it's the same exact year. It's the same exact year it made it to France and made it back to America. I need to understand how. That's the thing, is I need to understand how. If you want me to really support this movie, you gotta tell me how the frick this happened. All right, now let's talk about the sequel. So they're not planning on a sequel. And as for many people seeing Goosebumps video or whatever, welcome to Sony. And guess what? Sony is pretty soon about to sell their film division. So since they're going to sell the film division, why exactly will they be planning on actually making a sequel if chances are they might not actually be in ownership of it? So because of that, they basically will not even plan a sequel or anything, even though it's doing pretty damn good. Yeah, it's like, it's doing pretty damn good, and yet there's no mentioning of a sequel whatsoever. Maybe it will change, but for now, no plans for the sequel. But it's easy to do. And they kind of did hint at a sequel because, of course, lots of people would be like, yeah, but we left the friggin' movie when the credits hit. We didn't stay back because I don't think there was an end credit. Well, no, but technically, kind of like with the movie It, there was a sound. Well, actually, no, it actually had something showing at the end. And Jumanji Return to the Jungle, Welcome to the Jungle, which, hey, Return to the Jungle would be a good name too. Not really, because it doesn't really relate to what I want to have to say. But anyways, basically, at the end of the movie, if you stayed all the way to the end, you will hear drums. Boom, 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 boom. So it's still alive. It's still freaking alive. So anyways, it's easy to do. Still alive. Now, here's the thing you got to remember when it comes to Jumanji. At the end of the movie, Fridge decided to break the freaking game console and just destroy Jumanji. But that wasn't destroying Jumanji. That's right, folks. He did not destroy Jumanji. He only destroyed the game system. You got to remember, the freaking game, the board game turned into a cartridge. And of course, sadly, in 2017, well, he doesn't play video games. He wouldn't know. But you kind of have to admit, the main character, the guy who now has a girlfriend, you would figure he would be like, whoa, wait. It's an old school game. Got to destroy that thing too. It's like, there you go. But he didn't actually he didn't point it out. So again, it's just a mere cartridge. It's a cartridge game because in 1996, that's what basically it is. Now it's kind of interesting trying to figure out what system was he playing it on. And chances are it might have actually have been a Sega Genesis. That's the only one I can figure out that it's like, it's black. Super Nintendo didn't have a black version, and everyone else, that's it. It's just Sega and Nintendo. Nintendo's gray, Sega's black. So it had to be freaking Sega. And it changed it into what it wants it to be, or what it looked like. Yeah, who knew Jumanji actually has a freaking preference when it comes to looking good? So anyways, here is how I think a sequel can happen. Someone finds it, yeah, after they smashed it, and most likely smashed it near the school, near the dumpster. A student walked up and he found a cartridge. And he's like, So he takes the cartridge to a retro store. At this point, you could actually have a funny moment where the kid was almost kind of getting cheated, but finally he gets oh my gosh, I was going to say $500. No, he was going to actually he's going to get $50 for it, at least. $50 sounds good. So the owner looks at it and he tries to look online about this game, and sadly the game, it's only one copy. This is the copy, and no one ever heard of the game before. Maybe he found news clippings of the game, but he looks at it and it's like, that's a board game. This is a cartridge. So he takes it, put it on eBay for $5,000 or so. You can make it $10,000. You can make it whatever freaking money amount you want to make this freaking cartridge. So he's able to sell it for $5,000 or more. And the game collector actually got his friends over. At first I was going to say 3 boys, 2 girls, but because we already did have that funny moment of where a girl was trapped into a guy's body, I think it would be even better where you actually have 4 boys, 1 girl. So you could actually play with this a little bit. You could either swap it out to where, now you have a guy in a girl's body and the girl has to so they both actually have to help each other out on what exactly their functions do. Even though we already tread lightly on the whole subject of, So I don't know. Maybe you want to do it with a girl this time. A guy actually is in a girl body and he has no idea what the frig he's going to do. But on the other hand, I'm like, nah, just allow it to have 4 boys, 1 girl. The girl gets to be in the girl. There we go. So anyways, they play it, and of course, it's different. So, yeah, you have to think about this, is that when it comes to the poor boys that we saw in the beginning of Jumanji, who buried the game, and Alan and Sarah, you got to notice that they most likely both did not have the same exact time that they had with the game. Chances are that's true, because, do you really think Jumanji is going to do everything all over again? Where it's like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is the same thing because I like doing repeats. So first things first is whoever rolls whatever, we're going to say bats are going to come at you. Then after that, we're going to say someone's going to get absorbed in the game. And then you're going to, after that, be like, oh, well, now we will summon a lion or summon mosquitoes. And it's like, I don't think Jumanji is going to be like, oh, yes, I love normality. I love actually having a list of things that we're going to do and release. It's like, no, I think Jumanji is completely random. So that means it's different times for different people. So when it comes to Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, it most likely will be completely different. So instead of actually getting the gym and stuff, maybe they'll actually change the game up to actually make it like a sequel, preferably, I guess. So, yeah, it might be a good idea where it's like a sequel game. So now maybe it's, I don't know that part. That part I do not know. All I'm going to say is that, of course, it's going to be different. Of course, they're going to have different objectives and stuff. There we go. So if they win, a few said that they're going to take a break from video games because, my gosh, man, after playing that video game, I'm pretty sure they don't really want to touch a video game for a long while. And of course, well, let's just say the girl most likely doesn't want to play she doesn't really play video games that much. And only way how they actually got her to get in there is because it's a retro game and she used to like playing video games, at least that era of them. So maybe that's how it goes. So anyways, taking a break, and the collector actually keeps in his collection the end. Now, if you want to make a sequel after that, so the third movie is pretty simple. You just add another one, which is this time is going to be ends credits. So after a sequel, what we show is that bum 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 bum, and technically, what I think is that you'll have at the very end of the ends credit, you'll just have 1 day later, and yeah, 1 day later he actually sells it. 1 day later he puts it online because come on, hearing bum 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 bum. I would pretty much think that hearing that sound and you played the game, you most likely won't be strong enough like the collector to keep it safe and keep it in your place. I mean, so basically he sells it. And I guess the real charm of this video game, or I mean, this movie or this sequel, is the fact that they have Jumanji being played by adults. So adults are playing Jumanji for so many times, like at least 2 times, besides the Jumanji Zero, where you actually had those kids that buried it. They're still kids. Alan and Sarah, still kids. Those 4 teenagers, still kids. Now we're gonna allow freaking adults to actually play the game and see what happens. I think they're gonna have some good fun time. Technically, I think it actually will be a good movie to see. Anyways, thank you for watching and tell me what you guys think about Jumanji. Should it actually have another sequel? Should it actually have a sequel? Should it be a third movie / second movie? Or are you okay with just having Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle? Me, I'm like, I would really kind of like to see what happens when adults actually play Jumanji. I really do want to see it. And of course, chances are that it's very, very messed up to ask, but can we please have a Zathura 2? By any chance, can we have a Zathura 2? Please? Please, let's have a Zathura 2. I mean, it was a very, very fun game. Please, please allow a half a Zathura 2. Please.